it's Wildchic one here, and today I'd actually planned on doing today I planned on doing a comedy-like thingamajiggy, but I'm just not in the highest of spirits. All of a sudden, I had a very good day, and I hung out with my friends, and it was actually a really good day. Well, I have awesome days and I have great days, but when I do a really high and happy topic, I want to be really in high happy spirits. I'm just like in a low key mood. But one thing I did want to talk to you guys about was boyfriend stuff, and I know you've probably heard advice from everybody, but I thought you might want to hear from the perspective of someone who's had a long distance relationship. I don't know how many teenagers know girls or people who have friends of theirs who have had long distance relationships, but if there's anyone out there who's dealing with one or has dealt with one, then, well, I'm your girl to talk to about it. So, yeah, I'm going to come out and just say it. Yes, I have had a boyfriend. I'm not going to give a lot of details about it. I will say the person now lives in a different state than I do, and it was a long distance relationship, and I would like to think that I learned from my mistakes, but the first time that we were together was when I was 2 years younger than I am now, and it took me almost a year, over a year actually, to get over him. And then the next time it happened that we got together again, I was the age I am now, and then it ended around the same time that it ended the first time because my mom found out. So it was a secret relationship both times. My mom did not know. And I guess I didn't want to, the second time around, I didn't want to get back together with him, but I felt like I didn't want to lose him again, and I feel pathetic about it like nowadays, but I know the reason why I did what I did. I look back at it now, and I was in health class today actually. I was in health class today, and they always talk about how you should be respectful of the topics they talk about, like when they talk about sex or drugs or alcohol or suicide or cutting, and I can actually personally relate to a couple of those topics. I'm not going to tell you which of those are, with like I said, sex, suicide, depression, anxiety, cutting, alcohol, drugs, all that stuff. And I am respectful of that stuff because I know that there are probably kids in my class who have dealt with some of those things, and I try to be respectful. But that's not the thing that really cut me to my core and made me really. I mean, of course I listened. I was you should ask many people in my class, and I was probably over questionative. I was over curious. I was over interrogative. But the thing that got me the most was the relationship stuff. And whenever I tell people about, whenever I tell my really close friends who will not, people I trust, all the details about my relationship, they understand, understand why even though it was long distance, it's still like a real relationship. Because everything they were talking about, I even have the folder with me right now. I brought it home with me because I forgot not to bring it home with me. So I didn't realize that. I mean, I knew back then. I thought I had all the answers to reasons why my relationship with this guy was effed up, but I didn't really realize it until now. I'm gonna just actually read to you. I'm gonna read to you one of these health thingamajiggies that best relates to the situation that I dealt with, and I'm just gonna change the names a little bit. This starts out with a couple named Allison and Joe. Allison's the one who's really emotional and messed up, and Joe is he's the boyfriend, and he's the one who is just not really happy with the relationship. Just pretend that I'm Joe and Allison's my ex. Not everything about the story is true, but obviously this isn't even a real story, but the main information about this relationship is like what mine was like. So I'm going to read it to you. Allison and Joe have been dating for several months. They've been having a number of disagreements lately. Joe is angry and frustrated. Things between them don't seem like they'll ever get better. Joe has been confiding in his friend Jennifer. The friendship makes Allison jealous, so she and Joe get into even more fights. Last week, Joe told Allison he wasn't sure this relationship was going to work. Allison said that if he'd stopped flirting and cheating on her with Jennifer, the fighting would stop and they could be happy again. Joe said Jennifer was just a friend, but it didn't really matter because they weren't fighting about Allison's jealousy. They were fighting about something else. That night, Allison called Joe crying. She said she needed him and couldn't stand to lose him to another girl. She claimed that Joe was the best part of her life. If he took the happiness away from her, she'd hurt herself. Since then, Allison has called on several other nights claiming that she hurt herself to Joe if Joe left her. Joe feels trapped. So I'm not going to explain which parts of that scenario, fictitious but still containing real elements scenario related to my relationship. All I want to know is, if you ever feel, I was looking at, there's actually a list on the back here. I mean, people think that they should be taking this stuff here seriously, but I'm a young high school girl and I've been through this stuff and it's ridiculous, but it definitely has helped me grown up a lot. It's helped me, mature and stuff. And there's the characteristics of a healthy relationship, the characteristics of an unhealthy relationship, and the characteristics of an abusive relationship. Now, I'm not going to read all of them. I'm just going to read all for the healthy relationship, and then maybe ones to you that describe the relationship that I was in. Because the relationship that I was in had elements of an unhealthy relationship, an abusive relationship, but it had almost 0% of the stuff of the healthy relationship. So the healthy relationship, both are feeling good about themselves. So you start going into a relationship already feeling good about yourself. You don't need another person to feel good about yourself. You feel good individually, whether in a relationship or not. Shared interests, shared power, decision-making values. So it's a 50-50 effort. Normal ups and downs, lots more ups and downs. So you may fight a couple times, but mainly it's a 95% really good relationship. Can disagree and solve problems without verbal or physical abuse. The relationship is part of a well-rounded life of friends, family, school, sports, hobbies, and spiritual life. So a relationship isn't your entire life. It doesn't take up everything. You also have other parts of your life going on. And both enjoy the company of the other people and support individual interests and friendships of their boyfriend or girlfriend. So you support your other person's friendships and stuff. You don't feel jealous that they have a boyfriend or girlfriend, or if they have a friend that's the same sex. And the ones that relate to my relationship, one or both are not enjoying the relationship much. Lots of drama or boredom, not much fun. Not many shared interests or values, or different unimportant interests and values. One partner has violated trust or hurt the other in a way that is hard to repair. They feel sad, hurt, angry, and failure about breaking up, but open to the possibility of new relationships. So you're really not feeling good about this relationship, and you just think it's time to end it. But an abusive relationship is when, as it says here, the alarm bells go off. Someone is getting hurt, and they will probably need help with safely planning and support in order to safely break up. My problem was there wasn't a safe way to break up with the person. If the relationship hadn't been long distance, it probably would have been. But given the fact that it wasn't. So one has decreasing self-esteem since entering this relationship. One is using name-calling, threats, intimidation, insults, manipulations, physical or sexual abuse to force the other one to do things. The abuser often says, "I am sorry, it will never happen again," but then is abusive again. One person feels more afraid, is hurt physically or emotionally, adjusts behavior to accommodate the other, is walking on eggshells not to upset the other. The other may be monitoring or stalking to know every move, and one is afraid to break up, the other won't let the partner leave. I didn't originally regret the relationship I was in, but now I kind of do, because I feel as though I was too young to have fallen in love and then dealt with such adult stuff that I had dealt with. And I apologize, I know I sound completely grammatically and vocabulary incorrect because I'm talking like a teenager, but I am a teenager. And sometimes I often try to talk like on someone that I'm not, and older than I actually am, but I'm not. So this is just how it's going to be. But I'm telling you guys the truth. I mean, long distance relationships can still be the same thing. I mean, I felt love for this person, I felt compassion for this person, this person's happiness was my everything, and it was actually above mine. But then I realized that I wasn't perfect either, that I made some mistakes. And one of those were that I was emotionally abusive in the fact that I wasn't necessarily faithful. And the reason for that was because I was so not happy with the relationship that I was in that I did something that I regret. And I just am not happy about that. But I guess you could say I started talking to someone else long distance, and I regret that. But the person just, the thing I want you to take from me is you can't fix people. If the person wants to be fixed, they have to want to fix themselves. They have to be able to. The most important thing out of here is, if you are not feeling good about yourself without a boyfriend or a girlfriend, then don't go into the relationship. Because if both of you already have low self-esteem, you're going to go into a relationship, it's going to cause lower self-esteem. And it's not going to be a good situation, and you're going to end up with emotional scars, possibly even physical scars. And I'm telling you, it's not worth it. So I know this webcast was a lot longer than my other ones. Not most specifically, it's a lot more depressing than the other ones. but I really just wanted to share this because I do not want anybody else having to deal with this. I mean, obviously it's going to happen, and I know that my YouTube channel doesn't get a lot of views, but I do like to help people with these things. As you know, I've talked about politics or bullying specifically. Um, but look at the qualities that make a good relationship. I mean, this is like everyday things. This is what you would want out of a relationship. Oh, fudge. Here it is. So both are feeling good about self, feel good individually, whether in a relationship or not. They can disagree and solve problems without physical abuse. Relationship is one part of their life, and they both enjoy the company of the other people, and they support their friends and other interests. Just you gotta have the qualities that you really want to look for in a person. And I think the main reason why I let myself be hurt twice by the same person was because they reminded me a lot of my dad. And I always thought that I could fix the relationship with my dad, so I kept trying to go back to him. And every single time I went back to him, I would just get hurt again. And to this day, it's still happening. I don't think it's going to happen until I learn my lesson. I just decided to accept the fact that I wasn't going to have a dad who was going to be emotionally there for me and who was going to respect me and accept me for who I am. So I guess that I, lessened my expectations when I went to go be with this person. Not to say that this person was less of a person or not a good person. This person was an amazing person. And they had so many good qualities, and they were dealing with a lot of personal stuff. I don't think that they meant to hurt me, but I definitely felt that they were kind of enjoyed manipulating me and knowing that they were hurting me. And I'm definitely grieving a lot faster from this relationship than I did the first time. I mean, it's been like almost, I think it's been a full month since we broke up, and I am actually doing just fine. Do I still love the person? Do I still miss them? Yes, I do. And there's a part of me that once believed that if I ever could, I would try to be with them again. And there's still a part of me that believes that. But I just hope that when the time comes and we ever cross paths again and that ever happens again, that I'll be mature enough and smart enough and old enough to know not to go down that path again. And in the meantime, I'm just trying to focus on being a normal teen and getting normal crushes on guys my age that actually live around where I am. And yes, so that's basically what I want to talk to you guys about. Putting these kind of videos on the internet is risky because it's very personal, and you don't want people to judge you, or you're not going to share what they think. And obviously, a part of me is scared of what people are going to think when they see this. Most people never even knew I had a boyfriend, but I really want people to learn from my mistakes. I really want people to just know that if you're dealing with something and you feel like you can't get out, you feel like you're just stuck, if it's a long distance relationship, just stop trying to make contact. If they do anything to themselves, it's not your fault. If you tried everything like I did, if you tried to help themselves, if you tried to help them by you helping them and they're not doing anything, please just cut it cold turkey and do what I did. Indulge yourself in everything else. Indulge yourself with family, with your hobbies, with your friends. Go to your friends that you can cry to, who are going to be there for you to support you. The first time around, I had nobody, and that's an expression. That's something maybe we'll talk about later. But this time around, I actually have a couple of friends who I can talk to. And there's something similar. Another thing that's coincidental about the breakup this time between the last time. Last time, I stopped. My relationship with my dad was going to the tubes. I lost this guy, and I lost two really close friends of mine. Now, they didn't die. They just, the friendships broke off. And this time around, the same thing is happening. The guy's gone. My dad and I's relationship is going down the tubes, and I lost two really good friendships. One of the person just stopped talking to me, and the other person just... It almost hurt more to try to get over that friendship than it did to get over my boyfriend. But, anyways... So I just maybe this is a sign from God that I really should stop going with this guy, because every time that happens, just domino effect happens and bad things happen. But, yes, and I know this is long, and I want you guys to know that there is a way out. And if you're in a relationship that's really bad, that's not long-distance relationship, if you care about the person enough that you think that they can be helped and you want to help them, then by all means, go talk to such an adult you trust. Go talk to your teacher, go talk to a guidance counselor, talk to a parent, and tell them how you feel about this person. And If you feel like it's not safe breaking up with the person by yourself, that you feel like that might hurt you, have an adult help you. I'm serious. If you are an adult yourself watching this, like you're 18 or whatever, and you don't know what else to do, just seriously get help. I mean, you can get authoritative help. You can actually go to the cops and the police. But just try to avoid this happening to you at all costs. I'm lucky. I'm still in one piece, physically and emotionally, which is really good. But not every girl is that lucky. And the same thing, if you're a guy dealing with this stuff, just take authoritative action. Talk to somebody. You can get restraining orders, you know. And if it's a long-distance relationship, just cut off all contact with that person. Now you did everything you can to try to salvage the relationship, and that the person just cannot be fixed. So yeah, that I really do want to end it there, because I know this is probably going to be a very, very, very long video. But I really want to get this out here. So I love you guys very much, and I really hope this video helps somebody out there, and adios.